When it comes to side dishes, the best place to find them is definitely in the garden. We planted our garden a few months ago and it's finally paying off. We've got a lot of vegetables ready to be picked. Today we're going to be looking at the best side dish in the world. It's something I look forward to every year. It's classic southern style fried vegetables. You've got fried okra, fried squash, and fried zucchini. When I think of summertime food, it's hard not to think of fried okra and fried squash. And listen, I know there's a lot of different ways to do this, and there's a few small things that we might do differently than you, but this is how my mom did it, so it's the correct way to do it. Now we're going to start off with the okra. Go ahead and cut off the top and the tail and cut it into bite-sized pieces, somewhere between 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch thick. Go ahead and place those all into a bowl once you get them cut up. And inevitably, it's going to seem like you have way too much, but I promise you, you never have enough. Now, if your wife likes to jab at you and say that your knives are getting dull, you can try to prove a point, and you can try to cut this like a maniac. But get the top and the bottom cut off, and then we're just going to cut this up into bite-sized pieces. This is like a little bit thicker than a potato chip, something a little bit less than 1/4 inch probably. And if you want to cut it in half, go ahead and do that. I'll leave them whole into a circle, but hey, cut it however you like. And we're going to do the same thing with the zucchini. Just slice those into thin little circles. Maybe something a little bit smaller than 1/4 inch, like I said. And honestly, we didn't cook enough for even me and Hannah. This was just 2 of us eating, and this was not nearly enough. We could have doubled this and still eaten it. It always seems like it's way more than you're going to need, but it's not. Then you're going to want to get some buttermilk, and you better not skip this step. Go ahead and coat everything nice and evenly with the buttermilk. If you stacked your zucchini and squash circles like I did, they're going to try to stick together, so make sure those get separated and every part of the vegetables are coated with the buttermilk. For our dry mixture, we have 3 things going in. We have cornmeal, we have flour, and my mom's secret ingredient, panko breadcrumbs. Now we have about 1 cup of cornmeal to 1/4 cup of flour and about 1/4 cup of panko. And listen, I know that the panko may not be a traditional way to do this, but it adds just an extra layer of texture that's really hard to beat. Make sure that's really finely mixed up together. You want this to be evenly distributed, and we're just going to toss our vegetables in there. Try not to do too much at once so you can make sure that everything gets separated and everything is evenly coated with this dry mixture. Once everything's completely covered, go ahead and set that onto a plate so we can get it ready to fry. Make sure your oil's hot enough. You need it to be around 350 degrees, and then go ahead and place your vegetables in there. Do not overcrowd this pan. You really don't want it to be bubbling up over the pan and causing any kind of issues, so be careful and do this slowly. Make sure to stir the vegetables once you put them in there so that they're not sticking together. And now you're just gonna wait. As tough as it may be, make sure you wait long enough to let these get good and golden brown, and then place them on a paper towel lined plate. Paper towel lined plate. Okay. Now hit them with some salt as soon as they come out of the fryer, and it's obviously going to be too hot to touch right now, so I don't even know why you try that. But there you have it. We've got some fried squash, fried zucchini, and fried okra. Now we're going to try all 3 and see which one we like the best. I already know which one I typically like the best, but this is the first time having it since last year. So who knows, things change. If you can't tell by that face, it's pretty good. With the winner, it's pretty easy. It's gonna be the okra. Fried vegetables straight out of the garden. Again, this may not be the traditional way that you've grown up doing it, but it's how I grew up eating it, so it's the right way. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.